In Matlock Season 2, Episode 6, tensions finally boil over as Matty and Olympia struggle to repair their fractured friendship while a high-stakes coup brews inside Jacobson Moore. A heartbreaking addiction case hits Matty closer than ever. Sarah gets pulled into Senior's ruthless schemes, and alliances shift in ways that could change the firm forever. This episode is packed with emotion, betrayal, and major moves that set the stage for an explosive showdown. It turns out, I'm not the only one growing impatient for Matty and Olympia to patch things up on Matlock. Even Matty is eager for them to reconcile, while Olympia is still taking the time she needs to sort through everything that's happened between them. Despite the tension, work forces the two to stay side by side, and Olympia's emotional defenses are starting to crumble with each new case. There's still a tiny sliver of hope, and we're hanging on to it. But it's not just Matty and Olympia trying to rebuild bridges. Senior sends Sarah on a mission to secretly photograph Julian's datebook, convinced Julian is preparing to steal clients when he eventually leaves. In reality, Senior seems more worried about Eva's constant presence in the New York office. Ironically, this little spy assignment leads Sarah and Julian to bond for real. They're both quirky and a little odd, and Julian genuinely begins to appreciate her once he adapts to her clinginess. But when he learns she was snooping on him for his father, that's gonna hurt. Someone please give this man a break. Meanwhile, though Senior's just now getting suspicious, we already know Eva is plotting a coup with Matty and Olympia, quietly backing her. The stakes at Jacobson Moore are rising fast. A brutal look at addiction hits home in Episode 6. Eva returns to New York with a simple goal: help her nun friends navigate a zoning issue so their convent can keep operating a homeless shelter. She hands the case off to Olympia's team, who quickly handle the zoning board, only for a civil suit to erupt after a 911 call leads to drugs being found at the church. The nuns have been allowing supervised drug use as a harm reduction measure. But when a video of a woman overdosing outside the church surfaces in court, public outrage explodes. The case takes a heavy emotional toll on Matty. Learning that the nuns distributed drugs to addicts triggers painful memories of her daughter Ellie. Watching Matty confront that grief is heartbreaking, but it also leads to growth. Working with the nuns reminds her that addiction involves human beings fighting for their lives, not just the tragic outcomes she associates with Ellie. This helps Matty soften toward Olympia, and also gives her compassion for Joey, Alfie's father, who is trying his best but isn't perfectly sober. Matty's renewed empathy brings relief to Alfie as well, who learns that Joey doesn't need to be flawless for there to be hope. And slowly, Olympia starts inching her way back toward Matty, recognizing that neither of them will ever be perfect. The nuns ultimately lose the right to distribute controlled narcotics, but keep their ability to run the shelter, and they aren't quitting the fight. Meanwhile, Matty and Olympia shift their focus to a battle brewing much closer to home. The coup advances and a new ally steps in. Eva plans to take down Senior at the next quarterly meeting, but she needs votes from the New York partners. That means Matty and Olympia have to gather support quietly, without tipping Senior off. Matty manages to find enough votes until Eva suddenly loses a partner from Miami, putting them one vote short again. Enter Father Patrick Cassidy, Phil Buckman, a former partner turned priest. He returns to help with the nuns case, bringing with him a very obvious hatred for Senior. He even calls him the devil. So when Matty asks him to vote against Senior, he jumps at the opportunity.